Watch the full version at thirdeyechampagne.com or Patreon. Christopher Wallace was born on May 21st, 1972 in Brooklyn, New York. He was the only child of Violetta Wallace and Selwyn LaTorre, Jamaican immigrants. Selwyn walked out when Christopher was 2 years old. Christopher began rapping on street corners when he was young. He also began dealing drugs when he was 12 years old. He attended George Westinghouse Career and Technical Education School with both Jay-Z and Busta Rhymes. At the age of 17, he dropped out and more or less became a career criminal. In 1989, Christopher was arrested on weapons charges and sentenced to 5 years probation. In 1990, he was arrested for violating probation, and in 1991, he was arrested for selling crack and spent 9 months in jail before making bail. When he was released from jail, he made his demo tape, Microphone Murder, using the name Biggie Smalls, an allusion to the nickname Big he'd had since he was 10. An A&R rep for Uptown Records, Sean Puffy Combs, heard the demo and agreed to meet Biggie. Biggie was signed to Uptown in 1992. Around 1993, Uptown fired Puffy, who immediately started Bad Boy Records and signed Biggie as his first client. The Notorious B.I.G. appeared on numerous albums in 93 and 94 as a guest artist. He worked with artists like Mary J. Blige, Busta Rhymes, LL Cool J, and Craig Mack. In 1994, Biggie married singer Faith Evans, whom he had met 8 days prior. Ready to Die, his first album, was released on September 13, 1994, and went 4 times certified platinum. Early in 1997, B.I.G. finished his double album, Life After Death, and began to make appearances to promote it. His marriage was in trouble. He had had affairs with rappers Lil' Kim and Charlie Baltimore. He'd fathered 2 children. He was in the crosshairs for Tupac Shakur's murder. The East Coast-West Coast beef had him worried. The murder of Shakur had Biggie fearing for his own safety. In 1996, he had been involved in a car accident that shattered his leg and left him recovering in a wheelchair for months. He had been involved in multiple lawsuits and arrests just in the last few years. Life was hectic. He was 24 years old. On March 8, 1997, after attending a Soul Train Awards after-party, Biggie left in his black SUV. Minutes later, a Chevy Impala pulled up at a red light and shot into the car. B.I.G. was struck by 4 bullets, just as his friend cum rival Tupac Shakur had been. He was rushed to the hospital where emergency surgery was performed, but it was too late. Christopher Wallace was pronounced dead at 1:15 a.m. His album Life After Death was released 16 days after he died. It went certified diamond. Considered one of the greatest rappers of all time, B.I.G.'s legacy has left an indelible imprint on the world. Christopher Wallace, Notorious B.I.G., still trying to shake off Tupac's energy, might stick around for a while. So chatty. I didn't think he would come through. I thought I was going to read on him. He just came through. Christopher Wallace. Yeah, was not an easy transition. Very, very slow to recover from that. Still in recovery from that. What I get from him is, for him on the other side, everything's moving in slow motion. So he's going really slowly through getting used to being out of a body, basically. I feel very much this wasn't, so completely opposite of Tupac, when Tupac was saying, nope, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. It wasn't me. Biggie was targeted. It was a target. It was a straight up target. Feels like he pissed somebody off. I don't think this was a money thing. I think this was a grudge thing.